In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NHL games happening on November 26, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Vancouver Canucks versus Boston Bruins. The Vancouver Canucks are set to hit the road and face off against the Boston Bruins at TD Garden. Heading into this matchup, Vancouver boasts a record of 10-6-3, while Boston stands at 10-9-3. The two teams met twice during the previous season, splitting the games evenly, with each side claiming one victory. The Vancouver Canucks recently secured a victory over the Ottawa Senators, but suffered a loss to the New York Rangers. Looking ahead, they have upcoming matchups against the Pittsburgh Penguins, Buffalo Sabres, and Detroit Red Wings. Meanwhile, the Boston Bruins triumphed over both the Utah Hockey Club and the Detroit Red Wings. Their next set of games will be against the New York Islanders, Pittsburgh Penguins, and Montreal Canadiens. The Boston Bruins have been on a winning streak, having claimed 2 consecutive victories. Their defense has been outstanding during this stretch. In their first win against the Utah Hockey Club, Boston managed to secure a narrow 1-0 victory. In their most recent game against the Detroit Red Wings, they again demonstrated their defensive prowess, holding on for a 2-1 win. Overall, the Bruins are averaging 2.32 goals per game, but their defense is allowing an average of 3.18 goals per game. Their offense is currently ranked 32nd in the league, while their defense sits at 20th in terms of performance. On the other hand, the Vancouver Canucks played their most recent game against the Ottawa Senators, where they came out on top with a 4-3 victory. For the season, the Canucks have been averaging 3.21 goals per game, while their defense is allowing the same amount, with an average of 3.21 goals against per game. The Canucks offense is ranked 14th in the league, while their defense is ranked 23rd in terms of goals allowed. Tuesday night's NHL schedule features a highly anticipated showdown between the Vancouver Canucks and the Boston Bruins. Vancouver aims to build momentum following a victory in their last outing, while Boston will strive to extend their current winning streak to 3 consecutive games. Both teams have specific strengths and challenges that could shape the outcome of this encounter. The Canucks have been exceptional on the road this season, accumulating an impressive 7-1-0 record in away games. They've demonstrated offensive prowess by scoring the 6th highest number of goals per game while on the road, coupled with a solid defense that has allowed the fewest goals in such contests, averaging just 2.12 goals against per game. This performance is supported by advanced metrics, as Vancouver ranks 4th in the league for expected goals allowed in away games. Despite their success, there is room for improvement in their power play, which, though respectable, ranks only in the upper half of the league at 20.3%. The Bruins, on the other hand, have endured a challenging season, marked by the dismissal of their head coach, Jim Montgomery. Since the coaching change, Boston has managed back-to-back victories against the Hockey Club and the Detroit Red Wings. However, scoring remains a significant issue for the Bruins, who rank last in the NHL for goals per game with an average of 2.32. Although they've tightened up defensively, allowing just 1 goal across their last 2 games, offensive production under their new coach remains tepid, with only 3 goals scored in those contests. For the Canucks, achieving 3 goals in this game could be crucial. They have successfully scored at least 3 goals in their last 4 games, and given Boston's struggles, reaching that threshold could be enough for a win. The Bruins, meanwhile, haven't scored more than 3 goals in any game since November 7, a 7-game drought that underscores their offensive woes. Vancouver's offense has been consistent throughout the season, delivering 3 or more goals in 9 of their last 10 outings. This offensive output places them 14th in the league for goals scored per game. In stark contrast, Boston has struggled mightily, scoring 2 or fewer goals in 8 of their last 10 games and ranking last in goals per game while sitting 24th in shots per game. With Boston's season trending downward, the Vancouver Canucks money line is our full game side pick. Additionally, Boston's offensive struggles and their inability to generate consistent scoring opportunities have resulted in low-scoring contests. 8 of their last 10 games have seen 2 or fewer goals from the Bruins. The trend for these matchups has leaned toward defensive battles, draws, as the under has prevailed in 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams, with both teams exhibiting challenges on offense, particularly Boston. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Utah Hockey Club versus Montreal Canadiens. The Utah Hockey Club started their inaugural season in the league with remarkable momentum, making an immediate and impressive impact. Although their pace has significantly slowed in recent weeks, this young and dynamic team continues to be one of the most intriguing and promising groups to follow. Their combination of raw talent and potential ensures they remain a team to watch closely as the season progresses. The Utah Hockey Club currently holds a record of 8-10-3 this season following a narrow 3-2 loss to Toronto in their most recent game. The team was in a strong position early on, leading 1-0 in the second period. However, they were unable to maintain their advantage and allowed 3 unanswered goals, resulting in their defeat. In the game, Utah was outshot by Toronto with a total of 35 shots to Utah's 26. The hockey club won 45.9% of their face-offs and had a solid showing on the power play, converting one of their 2 opportunities. Despite the loss, the team displayed resilience in certain areas, but ultimately fell short in the end. Before this setback, the Utah Hockey Club had a more favorable result, defeating Pittsburgh with an impressive 6-1 victory. However, they had struggled in the 3 games prior to that win, losing each of them. As a team this season, Utah has been averaging 2.71 goals per game but has been allowing 3.19 goals against per game, which has contributed to their mixed record. On special teams, they have managed a power play conversion rate of 18% and a penalty kill success rate of 76.5%. These statistics highlight some areas where the team has room for improvement, particularly when it comes to both offensive and defensive consistency. Meanwhile, the Montreal Canadiens are experiencing a challenging season, currently sitting with a 7-11-2 record following a tough 6-2 loss to Vegas in their last outing. Montreal struggled significantly in this game, particularly in the second period, where they allowed 5 goals, which put them in a deficit they could never recover from. The Canadiens were outshot 28-17 by Vegas and managed to win 49% of their face-offs. Their power play was decent, as they converted 1 of 2 opportunities, but they could not overcome the overall lack of offense and defensive breakdowns. Before this loss, the Canadiens had been on a brief winning streak, securing victories over the Edmonton Oilers with a 3-0 scoreline, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, whom they defeated 5-1. Despite these positive results, Montreal has had significant struggles throughout the season. They have averaged 2.8 goals per game while allowing 3.8 goals against per game, which has been a major factor in their underwhelming record. On the special teams front, the Canadiens have been performing relatively well, with a power play conversion rate of 22.4% and a penalty kill success rate of 82.4%. However, their overall lack of consistency has led to a season that has been marked by more defeats than victories. On Tuesday, Utah will face off against the Montreal Canadiens, a team firmly entrenched in a rebuilding phase. Despite their less than ideal results this season, Montreal boasts a roster featuring some elite young players who consistently make them a dangerous opponent. With a mix of budding stars and the home ice advantage, the Canadiens remain a formidable challenge for any team, especially one in transition like Utah. Tuesday's game marks the first of a back-to-back set for Montreal, with their second matchup set to take place in Columbus the following evening. It remains uncertain which goaltender will take the net against Utah and who will start on Wednesday. If Sam Montembeault is tapped to start against Utah, the Canadiens may have a real shot at upsetting expectations. Montembeault has been solid recently, allowing only 3 goals in 4 appearances prior to a tough loss against Vegas. Montreal's special teams have also been a bright spot this season, ranking 11th in power play percentage and 8th in penalty killing efficiency. These factors make the Canadiens an enticing underdog pick in this matchup. On the other hand, Utah's special teams have struggled, ranking 20th in power play conversion and 22nd in penalty killing. With Jackson Stauber potentially starting in goal for Utah, there's uncertainty about his performance given his limited NHL experience, just 6 games under his belt. Montreal enters the contest with some momentum, having won 2 of their last 3 games. Their home record provides a slight edge compared to Utah's road struggles. Utah has lost 7 of their last 10 games, managing to score 2 goals or fewer in 6 of their past 9 contests. While the Canadiens have had issues keeping the puck out of their net, their recent goaltending performances give them a slight advantage in this matchup. Given Utah's ongoing struggles, particularly on the road, and their inability to consistently address defensive and offensive lapses, it's hard to back them in this matchup. Montreal, though far from perfect, seems better positioned to secure at home before heading out on their road trip. Therefore, the Montreal Canadiens money line is our full game side pick. Neither team has been stellar in the goaltending department recently, but both offenses have also been underwhelming. Each team is coming off games where they scored only 2 goals, which highlights their current offensive deficiencies. For Utah, the under has hit in 5 of their last 10 games, with the team being shut out in 3 of their last 6 road contests. Similarly, for Montreal, the under has hit in 6 of their last 10 games, with the team scoring more than 3 goals just twice during that span. Given these trends, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.